everybody. This is All Levels 1 hour flow. Just remember that your practice is your own practice. You don't have to do everything that I'm doing. I'll offer modifications if you have a more beginning practice, and variations for those who have a more advanced practice. So just know your body, know your practice and what it is today. It may be helpful to have a yoga blanket or maybe a block or two. If those aren't available to you, feel free to use a stack of books or a beach towel, or even a sofa cushion. A smaller sofa cushion might work too. All right, so let's begin. Sit up nice and tall. You can sit in easy pose, or if you like to sit on your knees, maybe sitting on a block or a blanket might be helpful. So go ahead, find your comfortable seat. And we'll bring the hands with the index and your thumb together at your knees. Sit up nice and tall, let your shoulders move away from your ears, and just close your eyes. And just begin to bring your awareness inward. And just begin noticing the gentle rise and fall of the chest. Maybe you begin to deepen the inhale, and then the exhale. And just start to withdraw your awareness from the outside world and all of its distractions and worries. Maybe in the next breath, you begin to find that place where you don't have to push or pull for anything. You don't have to be anywhere. You don't have to do anything. You feel perfectly content. And this is your true self, and it rests inside each and every one of us each and every day. And sometimes we just have to sit in the stillness and ride the wave of the breath to find it. So keep allowing yourself to sink into stillness, sink into quiet. And in the stillness, find an intention for your class today. It could be just a word, it could be anything you'd like to offer up or receive. Or maybe you just want to say a personal prayer, perhaps offer your practice to those who are suffering. And then you can begin to soften your gaze and just move your hands back towards your hips and just begin with some gentle head and neck circles. So go ahead, begin to circle the head and your neck. Just taking this time to check in with the body. Notice where you're holding on to tension, maybe where you need to soften and settle. And it could be maybe the space around the eyes, the ears, the jaw. And then coming up to a nice long spine, we'll take the left hand, lift up your hip, and place the palm of the hand underneath your hip. You want the palm facing up. Try to press the entire back of your hand down to the mat. The right arm will sweep up and overhead. Take the left side of your head and gently give it a tug to the right. Again, trying to press the back of that left hand into the mat. And if the neck feels okay, you could even tilt the chin here a little bit, stretching through the side of the neck and the top of the shoulder. And then back up to that nice long spine. Switching the hands, right hand comes underneath the hip. Left arm reaches up and overhead. Take the right side of the head, gently pulling the head to the left. Try to press the back of the hand, the right hand to the mat. Maybe tilting the chin from side to side. And come back up through to center. Release the hands, and this time take the hands to the low back. Interlace your fingers. Roll the collarbones open. Try to press the palms together. And breathe deeply into the chest. Imagine with the inhale, you're pressing your chest forward. You can stay right here, or you can drop the chin towards your chest and lift the arms up away from your body. And then release. Give those shoulders a little roll here. And finding your tabletop pose, so on the hands and knees. We'll stack the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. You can curl the toes under if your knees are a little sensitive, or you can pad the knees with a blanket or a towel. We'll move through 3 rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, drop your belly down, lift the chest, lift the gaze. And then exhaling, round the spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, press into your hands. Again, breathing in for your cow. Exhaling into your cat. One more round, breathing in. And exhale, round the spine. From here, we'll come into a nice neutral spine. And we'll lift the left arm up, stretch it up, open the collarbones, and then threading the arm underneath, or the left arm underneath the right, resting the left cheek on the mat. Now the right hand can just stay on the mat, or you can walk it forward. You can also take a bind, so you're reaching up, take the hand to the low back, or the inner thigh crease on the left. And you can just hang out here, maybe shift the tailbone slightly. If you'd like to work on your balance, you can take the right leg and extend it, come up onto the ball of the foot. Now it's a little bit easier here to have the right hand on the mat. So your choice, press hard into the left shin. You can stay right here, or you can float the right leg up to the ceiling. And then dropping the right knee to meet your left. Coming back up through to tabletop. Shifting the hips from side to side, realign the joints. Second side as the right arm lifts up for the twist. And then exhale, thread it underneath the left, right cheek on the mat. Now again, just leaving the left hand where it is. Maybe walk it forward. Maybe taking the half bind as you roll the collarbones open. And staying here, or you begin to inch that left foot back, come up onto the ball of the foot. Now really stay here and get your balance. Press hard into the right shin. Maybe the left leg floats up. And then gently release. Finding your tabletop. Shift the hips from side to side. We'll leave the bum lifted. And walk the hands forward as you melt the chest and the forehead to the mat. And you can move here a little bit, maybe turn the palms up, shift the hips from side to side. And again, just breathe deeply into the armpits, the chest. Maybe roll your head from side to side. And then finding your downward facing dog. So curl the toes under, lift the hips. Just move here a little bit. First down dog of the day. Give your head a shake for yes, a shake for no. Maybe come up onto the tippy toes, stretching out your feet and your ankles. And as you sink the
heels down towards the mat. Try to press the hands equally. And imagine that you're pressing your hands and your feet away from one another so that you're really tractioning the spine. Engaging your core, so pull the belly into the spine and notice how the ribs float away from your waist. And then baby step the feet up to meet your hands and fold forward at the front of your mat, bend your knees. You can let the upper body just hang heavy, let the arms hang heavy. Or if you like, you may want to interlace the elbows in front of the body and just move here a little bit, releasing any tension in the back of the body. Let the head hang heavy. And just allow the weight of the head to traction the spine. And then releasing the hands and just rounding all the way up, vertebra by vertebra. Head and neck last. And as you come up, just give the shoulders a little roll here. Bring the hands to prayer. Tuck your tailbone. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then slide them back and down. And let's inhale, lift the arms all the way up. Try to wiggle the arms behind the ears, lift the chest, arch the back. Squeeze the glutes to protect the low back. And then reach up, interlace your fingers, press the palms to the ceiling. Let's take a bend to the right as you open the chest. Try to press the sole of the left foot into the mat, maybe lifting the left toes up off the mat, making the pose active, and breathe deeply into the left side of the body. Back up through to center, and then over to the left. Try to press that right foot down, rolling the collarbones open. And back through to center. From here, take the hands to the low back. Interlace the fingers. Squeeze the hands together. Roll the collarbones open. Lift the chest. And then exhale, keep the hands, bend your knees and fold forward. And just move here a little bit. Again, letting the head and neck hang heavy. You can move side to side or take a gentle bounce if the shoulders are healthy. And then releasing the hands to the mat, stepping the right foot back, lower your back knee for low lunge. Making sure that the entire sole of the left foot is on the mat. So if the heel's popping up, use a block or two, maybe inch that foot forward. Now, if the knee's healthy, the left knee can come forward of the ankle. And try to sink that right thigh bone to the mat. Extend through the crown of the head. And then we'll step back to our plank pose. If you need to, drop to your knees. We're going to extend through the crown of the head. Press the heels back, big inhale. And then exhale, lowering knees, chest, chin. Now pull the elbows in as you lower down, bum is lifted. Stretch the throat. And then all the way down onto the belly. Heels together for your cobra pose, lifting the chest. Now, not a lot of height here. We're working on extension. Pulling the elbows into the ribs. Scoop the chest forward. Reach back through your toes. And then exhale, pressing it back to downward facing dog. Exhale out the mouth if you need to. Sink the heels, sink the chest. Step the right foot forward. Lower your back knee. And sink the hips. Easy breath in, easy breath out. And then exhaling, stepping front, Uttanasana, bend the knees. This time take the backs of the legs so the hands can come to the backs of your heels. You can interlace the elbows behind the body. Now slide the arms down the bent legs. Pull the chest and belly onto the thighs and try to lift your tailbone up. And then breathe deeply into the back of your body. Releasing the hands, keep the knees bent, sweep the arms forward, up and back, lift the chest. And then exhale, hands to prayer, close your eyes. Soften the breath. We'll do one more sun salutation with the breath, so we'll move a little faster here. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up, lift the chest. And then exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. Inhale, right foot back, lower your back knee. Exhaling, step back to plank. Big inhale and plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale for your cobra pose. Heels together. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot front. Low lunge. Exhale, step it forward, Uttanasana, bend the knees. Inhale all the way up, lift the chest. And then exhale, hands to prayer. Close your eyes. Go back inside. And if the mind is wandering, just go back to your intention on your personal prayer. Good. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the chest. And then exhale, bend the knees, folding forward. Inhale up halfway, hands on the shins, gaze is forward. And then exhale, bend the knees, fold in. Step or hop back through to plank. Inhale. And then exhale, press it back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward for your plank. Exhale, press it back. One more time. Inhale for the plank. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Now coming forward for plank. And either lowering knees, chest, and chin, or the yoga push-up, chaturanga, pulling the elbows in. This time cobra or maybe an up dog as you lift your chest. And exhale, pressing it back, downward facing dog. Exhaling out the mouth if you need to. From here, we'll step the right foot forward, lower the back knee, sink the hips. Easy breath in. Uncurl the back toe. Sit back for the runner stretch. So as the right leg extends, you may want to come up onto the fingertips or use your blocks. Left knee underneath the left hip. Flex the foot and fold here. Good, and we'll take a twist as the left hand stays on the mat or your block, right arm reaches up. Keep flexing your foot. And then drop that right hand down. Bend the front knee, bring both arms to the inner foot. Turn your toes out, walk your foot to the edge of the mat. And you can stay right here on the palms or drop one forearm down or both. Release your head and neck. And any tension in the face and the jaw. And then coming back up onto the palms, heel to the right foot to center. You're going to curl the back toe and step it back to plank. Either finding your downward facing dog or flowing through to knees, chest, and chin or chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Exhaling it back to your downward facing dog. Step the left foot in between the hands, lower the back knee, low lunge. Uncurl the back toe, sit back for the runner stretch, straighten that left leg, this time right knee underneath right hip. Flex your foot, and exhaling, hinging forward at the waist, fold over the left leg. And then twist as you leave the right hand down, sweep the left arm up. Keep flexing your foot. And then the left hand comes down. Come back through the lunge as you bend that front knee. Both arms to the inner foot, turning the toes out. Walk your foot to the edge of the mat. And again, just stay right here on the palms. Work to sink that right thigh bone or come down on one forearm or both. Maybe just using your blocks if you And then coming back up onto the palms. Heel to the left foot to center. You're going to curl the back toe. This time we're going to step it back to downward facing dog. If you need to, exhale at the mouth. Easy breath in, easy breath out. And we'll float the right leg up, down dog split. So press equally into the hands, sink that left heel. Now bend that right knee, open up through the hip, circle the foot, circle the ankle. And then you're going to straighten that right leg, square the shoulders, square the hips, sink the left heel. Now come forward, modified plank, knee to the right tricep. Now you're going to stay here. Now you're going to come to center with the right knee. And then to the left tricep. Center, right, center, left, center. Press it back up, down dog splits. Exhale out the mouth if you need to. And then step that right foot forward in between the hands. Spin the back heel for a warrior stance coming up, Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Shoulders back and down. Nice long spine. Weight is equal in the feet. Square your shoulders, square your hips. And then from here, take the hands to the low back. Keep the bend in the knee. Squeeze your hands together. Roll the collarbones open. Keep the hands, straighten the front leg. Maybe walk the back foot in and interstice so that you can really square the shoulders, square the hips. Taking another back bend here as you lift the chest. And then exhale, leave the hands, fold over the right leg. Pyramid pose. Now, there's a real tendency to want to lift that left shoulder up. Square your shoulders, square your hips. Release your head, release your neck. And then release the hands to the mat, maybe the blocks or maybe to your shin, and fold over the right leg. Shift the hips from side to side. Now, if you have a more advanced practice, you can walk the hands back, turn the fingertips towards the back foot, and fold over the right leg. Trikonasana, triangle pose. So the right hand on the shin, maybe a block to the inner foot, left arm reaches up. Imagine the body's between two panes of glass. Squeeze your thighs inward. Reach up through that left hand and press it back. Extend through the crown of the head. Notice whether that right ear is dipping down towards the right shoulder. Feel like somebody's pulling the crown of your head to the front of your mat. And then exhaling, folding over the right leg. Maybe walk that back foot in an interstice so that you can really square the hips. In beginners, you can stay here, or you can come into the revolve triangle as the left hand stays down on the mat or your block, right arm reaches up. Again, try to press that right hip back and down. And then drop that right hand down, fold over the right leg. Bend your front knee, walk the hands forward to the mat or the blocks, left leg up, standing splits. And then you're gonna move here a little bit. Lower that leg, left leg, lift it back up. Stretching behind the back of the right knee, all the way into the attachment of the glute. Good, now from here, you're going to bend that right knee, drop the left shin down behind the heel, and press it back up. 2 more times, drop it down, and lift it up. Last time, drop the shin down, and back up again. From here, baby eagle. So bend that right knee, drop the left toes diagonally behind that right heel. Now bend your knees and see if you can come sitting up. I'll show you this way. Right? So maybe the fingertips are on the mat. Now if you can't get the right knee over, come into Prapadasana with both feet together. Okay? So baby eagle. So maybe you just hang out here. Maybe you bring the hands to prayer and work on your balance. More advanced, you can take the twist as the left elbow comes across, thumbs to the heart center. Good, unwind, hands to the mat, and we're gonna step it back to plank. And either find your downward facing dog or flowing through. And take a nice exhale out the mouth. Right leg will float up, down dog splits. Press into the hands, sink the left heel. Modify plank, knee to the nose, pull it in and hold. Round the spine, come high up onto the ball of that left foot. And then step that right foot in between the hands, spin the back heel, warrior two. Gaze out over that right hand. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, slide them back and down. Soften the breath. And then reverse that warrior as you slide the left hand down the thigh, right arm reaches back, bicep hugs the ear. Breathe deeply into the left side or right side of the body. And finding your extended side angle. So we'll all begin with the right forearm on the thigh, left arm reaches overhead, bicep hugs the ear, roll the collarbones open. Good, now you can stay here. If you have a more advanced practice, leave the bicep hugging that ear and you can drop the right hand down. You can also take the left hand to the low back, maybe the inner thigh crease, or if you like the full line, reach underneath, clasping your hands, roll the collarbones open, really sink the head. Good, and then we'll let that go. As you make your way into high lunge, hands on either side of the foot, spin the back heel up, sink the hips, extend through the crown of the head. Now, press into your hands. Try not to drag the foot along the mat. You're going to come to down dog splits, right leg lifts. Modify plank, knee to the nose, pull it in. And this time, step it back for a three-legged plank. If this is too much, lower that left knee or come into your normal plank. And you can flow through here, either knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga, maybe three-legged chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Exhale, press it back. And then lower the knees, sit back for the child's pose. Forehead on the mat. Maybe the arms are extended or maybe the hands are down by your sides, palms up. Let everything soften and settle. Go back inside. Good, and then we'll make our way onto the belly. So come all the way onto the belly here. Start with the chin on the mat, hands down by your sides, palms up. Now we're going to take a big inhale. As you exhale, lift everything up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Reach the fingertips back. Really extend through the crown of the head. Reach back through your toes. And then gently release as you rest your head to one side, resting on your cheek. Release any tension in the low back. Good. Now for the next pose, we're going to make our way into upward facing bow. So you can either come back to the preparation for locust here. You can do it on one side, so taking one foot, we're going to do it twice so you can switch, okay? Or you can take the full bow, reach around, take the outer edges of your feet. We'll exhale together. Inhale, come up. Don't forget to breathe. Roll the collarbones open. And then release. Release the feet, rest the cheeks to either side. And then one more time, chin on the mat. Now if you had one foot, just go ahead and switch to the other side. Take both feet, coming up. And then gently release. This time we'll press it back to the wide-legged child's pose. So big toe mounts together, widen the knees. Sit back as you melt the chest down in between the thighs. You can move here a little bit. Let the breath soften and settle. And downward facing dog. Sink the heels, sink the chest. Exhale out the mouth if you need to. Let the left leg float up, down dog splits, press the right heel down. And then bend that left knee, open up through the hip, maybe circle the foot, circle the ankle. And then extend that left leg long, press into your hands, sink the right heel. Now come forward, modified plank, knee to the left tricep. Stay front, come to center, knee to the right tricep, center, left tricep, center, right, center. Excellent job. Sweep it back up, down dog splits. And then step that left foot in between the hands. Spin the back heel, warrior one. Good. Sink the hips. Again, let the breath return to normal. Taking the easy breath in, easy breath out. Taking the hands to the low back. Interlace the fingers, lift the chest, roll those collarbones open. Leave the hands, straighten that front leg. Maybe walk the back foot in an inch or so, really squaring the hips, square your shoulder. Take another back bend as you lift your chest. And then exhale, fold over the left leg. Try not to let that right shoulder dip up. Square your shoulders, square your hips. Press into your feet here. And then releasing the hands either to the mat, the blocks, or your shins. Maybe just shift your hips here from side to side. Let everything hang heavy. More advanced, walking the hands back. Good. As the hands are back, come back to the front. And then you're going to find your triangle pose as the left hand comes to the shin, the block to the inner foot, right arm revolves up. Open the collarbones. Try to stack your shoulders, stack your hips, almost tucking that left tailbone under and rotating the right hip on top. And then coming back through to the pyramid pose, folding over that left leg. Maybe again, squaring the shoulders, square the hips, and fold here. Stay here, revolve triangle, right hand down, left arm up. Pressing that left hip back and down, extend through the crown of the head. And And then fold over the left leg. Bend the front knee, walk forward for standing splits, right leg lifts. And moving here, lowering the right leg down, lift it back up. Let your head hang heavy. Good, and then from here, bend that left knee. We're gonna drop the right shin behind. Come back up. 2 more times, drop it down. And up, drop it down. Coming up, excellent job. This time, bend the left knee, the right toes will come behind the heel, coming into your baby eagle pose. Now again, bringing the knees together in Prapadasana. If this is too much, hang out here, maybe working on your balance, hands in prayer. Or more advanced, you're gonna twist to the left, roll the collarbones open, concentrate. And then unwind, take the hands to the mat, step it back to plank. And either flow through or finding that downward facing dog. And just maybe exhaling out your mouth. Sink the heels, sink the chest. Left leg lifts, down dog splits. Knee to the nose, pull it in and hold. And then step that left foot in between the hands, spinning the back heel, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. This time turn the palms up and close your eyes. Imagine you're breathing from the heart center all the way out through the fingertips. Reversing the warrior as the right hand comes to the thigh, left arm reaches overhead, let the bicep hug the ear. Again, breathe deeply into the left side of the body. Then extended side angle, so left forearm on the thigh, right arm reaches overhead. And if you took a variation on the other side, you can go ahead on this side, palm down, half bind, or the full bind. Wherever you are, sink the hips and roll the collarbones open. Good, and then come to the high lunge, unwind, lift the back heel up, sink the hips. Press into the hands, down dog splits, left leg lifts. Modify plank, knee to the nose, pull it in. Step it back to 3-legged plank. And maybe flowing through to the 3-legged chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Exhaling it back. And lower the knees. Sitting back for the child's pose. Again, just let everything soften and settle. Notice the mind. Notice your thoughts. Good. And then finding your downward facing dog. From here, we'll take our crouching dog. So bend your knees, gaze forward. And then straighten the legs, sink the heels, sink the chest. 2 more times, bend your knees. Straighten the legs. Last time, bend the knees. This time you can step or hop forward. Bend the knees, take your forward fold. Any variation you like here, so you can bend one knee, then the other. Shake out your head for yes and for no. And then we'll come rounding up vertebra, vertebra, all the way up to standing. Just give those shoulders a little roll here. Good. And then from here, we'll move into our standing balancing pose, eagle pose, the full eagle pose. Now, a couple of options for you. If you're not able to do the leg part, you're just gonna bend the knees into chair legs, just like this. If the arms are difficult for you, the eagle arm, you can always bend the elbows and just place the hands on the shoulders. So again, moving into whatever variation works for you. Good, now we'll start to bend the knees, stretch the arms out. And this time we'll cross the left arm on top, backs of the hands or the palms together. Lift the elbows up, press your shoulders back and down. From here, you're gonna balance on the left foot, take that right foot, cross it over. Now the toes can rest on the mat, or you can wrap the foot around the back of your calf. Now compression here is the key. Squeeze those thighs together, squeeze the biceps. Concentrate. And then gently release. And shake it out. And just let everything go. From here, take the hands to the hips, bending your knees, stretch the arms out. And this time, crossing the right arm on top, backs of the hands or the palms, lift the elbows up. And then maybe you begin to lift the left foot up, cross it over, using the toes on the mat for balance or wrapping the foot around the calf. Sink the hips. Squeeze everything. Good, and then unwind. And just let it go. Bring the hands to prayer. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Easy breath in. Easy breath out. Come back to your practice on your mat. Inhale, lift the arms. And then exhaling, folding forward, bend the knees. Step or hop back to plank. Inhale. And either finding that downward facing dog or flowing through. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. And then from here, you're going to lower the knees to the mat, sitting on the heels and just roll to one hip. Now from here, we'll take Janu Shirshasana, so the left leg will be extended, right sole of the foot to the inner thigh. It's also helpful to sit on a blanket or maybe even a block. If you have a knee issue, that right, you can take a blanket or a block underneath that right knee. Now, if you have a more advanced practice, you can take the half lotus, putting the right foot in the hip crease on the left. Now, if that knee is really popping up here, you really want to bring the foot to the inner thigh. Okay, so sit up nice and tall, and then exhale as you hinge forward at the waist. Now use your breath to lengthen on the inhale, exhale, fold. Remembering you don't have to be in the full pose in one breath. Good. And as you fold forward, you may be able to grasp the foot, or more advanced, can reach for the outer edge of your foot and fold over the left leg. And then gently release. Switching sides, so the right leg will extend, left foot to the inner thigh, or maybe that half lotus. Sit up nice and tall, square the shoulders and your hips. And then exhaling, hinging forward at the waist. Use your breath to lengthen on the inhale, exhale, fold in. Gently release the pose.
From here, we'll extend the legs long. Okay, Dandasana, staff pose. So hands are just forward of your hips. Flex your feet, pull the toes back and sit up nice and tall, shoulders back and down. Good, now you can stay here. If you want to work your core, press into the hands, lift the bum up off the mat. Pull the belly in and up. Okay, and lower the bum. And then from here, we're going to pull the right knee into the chest. Sit up nice and tall. You don't want to be rounded in the spine. Now, if it's too much to take the shin, you can just take the hands behind the calf. Pull that knee in. And we'll work on the twist. So the right hand will come behind you. Roll the collarbones open. Now, if this is not enough of a core workout for you, you can sweep the right arm up behind you. Keep pulling the right knee into the ribs. And come back through to center and switch. So the right leg will extend. Pull the left knee in, sit up nice and tall. And then twist. Take the right hand to the shin, left hand behind you, sit up nice and tall. Stay here or sweep the left arm up. And back through to center. Gently release. The next pose we'll do is the seated straddle. So the legs will be extended. It is very helpful here to have a block or a blanket handy, especially if you feel rounded in the spine here. Okay, so if you're unable to really extend through the spine, sitting on a block or a blanket is helpful. So let's inhale. And then exhale, taking your time, folding forward. Okay, so maybe it just means that your hands are on the mat. Maybe the forearms. You may have the kind of practice where you can rest the elbows on the floor or a block, and you can rest your chin in your hands. Or you just begin to keep hinging forward at the waist and taking that nice forward fold. Again, just take your time. Notice whether you're pulling back on the knees. Try to let the knees be relaxed. The toes, the feet, and the ankles. And really try to soften through the diaphragm. Notice whether you're holding onto your breath here. And then gently release the pose, coming all the way up. And then we'll bring the legs together and just give the legs a little massage, maybe massage your knees. And from here, we'll take the back stretch, Paschimottanasana. So extend the legs and have a bend in the knees. You're gonna sit up nice and tall, and then exhaling, coming front. Rest the chest and belly on the thighs and just round your head and neck. Now the hands can come to the mat beside you. You can reach for the outer edges of the feet, or you can take the balls of the feet and pull the toes back. Now if you feel like this is not enough for you, you can inch the heels forward, but just maintain the contact of the chest and belly on the thighs. Release your head and your neck. And gently release the pose. From
here you have a choice. You can take shoulder stand, restorative bridge, or legs at the wall. So if you're near a wall, you can come, bring one of your hips to the wall, come onto your back and flip it over. This is excellent, super restorative. If that's what you feel like you need from your practice. Restorative bridge, you'll take a block, feet are hip width distance apart, and you're gonna lift the hips up, take the block any height, just underneath the sacrum, and the hands can be down by your sides. For shoulder stand, you'll be at the front of your mat, use your momentum tool, back, and lift the legs. And just don't twist the neck from side to side, and the hands will be at the low back for support. If you can, close the eyes, or just take that half gaze. Letting your practice slow down. Easy breath in, easy breath out. Now, if you're in your restorative bridge or legs at the wall, you can just stay right there. If you're in your shoulder stand, take the platypus pose by bringing the feet down towards the mat behind you. If the feet don't easily touch, bring the knees to the forehead. And if you like, you can leave the hands right at the low back, or you can bring the hands to the mat, palms up or down, or maybe even interlacing the fingers, rolling the collarbones open. And then rolling out vertebra by vertebra, all the way to the bum touches. And then you're gonna bend the knees, feet on the mat. Good, now you're gonna prepare either for a bridge pose, the preparation for the full wheel, or the full wheel. So bridge pose, pressing into your feet, you're gonna lift the hips. You can take a variation with the thumbs to the sacrum, elbows on the mat, or maybe even interlacing the elbows, interlacing the fingers, rolling the collarbones open. For preparation of the headstand, full wheel, you're gonna bring your hands back towards your shoulders, press into the hands and the feet, and then come onto the crown of the head. And this is where you're gonna hang out. Just don't twist the neck from side to side. If you're making your way into the full wheel, you're going to lift up. Keep breathing. And then gently unwind, tucking the chin into the chest. And then hugging the knees into the chest and just rocking here, side to side, maybe making circles with the knees. Extend the left leg long, hug the right knee into the chest. And then guiding the knee to the left. Extend the right arm long, gaze to the right. And back through to center, hug both knees into the chest. Extend the right leg long, hug the left knee in. And then as you're ready, guiding the knee to the right, gaze to the left. And back through to center. Hug both knees into the chest. Make circles with the knees if you like. Or take the happy baby as you reach up. Grab the outer edges of your feet. Pull the knees down towards the ribs. More advanced, you're going to press the tailbone to the mat. Hug the knees into the chest one more time. And then finding the corpse pose, Shavasana. So lying on your back, legs extended, hands down by our sides, palms up. And just let the toes roll out from the body. And go back inside, leaving your physical body on the mat. And allowing yourself to be grateful for your time on the mat, for your body and what it could do today, and each and every breath. And slowly begin to find your body, connecting your body and your breath. And bring some gentle awareness into the body by just wiggling your fingers and your toes. It might feel nice to take a nice stretch overhead. And stay on your back or rolling to your favorite side for a breath or two. Finding your way back to seated for meditation. Continuing to close the eyes if you can. We'll bring the hands with the index and the thumb together at your knees, palms up. If you need to feel a little bit more receptive, palms down. If you need to feel a little bit more grounded today. Who knows why life unfolds the way it does? Why we choose one path or another. Share the way for a while or a day, then say goodbye. There is no predictability here and less control than we might wish. But there is the quiet urging of the heart, the knowing in the soul, the wisdom that's beneath the mind, accessible if we breathe and turn inside. When the tide of change rolls in, we can resist or be at peace, struggle or release. The stuff of life may not be ours to understand. It's enough to offer love, to receive the best and worst, to embrace and say farewell.
What matters most is to celebrate each moment of the journey.